career to this subject matter that I want to share with you at this moment. Problems naturally exist wherever human exists. There is no space in this world that is problem-free. Don't run away from place to place. Stay where you are. If problems meet you there, it's because they are looking for who to solve them. That's a philosophy I've worked with in my life. Problems don't hate you. Problems don't haunt you. They come your way simply because there is a signal to them that you are there to solve it. So problems are everywhere, ranging from spiritual to social to physical to family, in industry, in ministry, in any organization. As a matter of fact, people are employed to solve problems. Employment is not based on the vacancy for where to sit or where to show your face, but because of existence of problems. That's why for you to be employed in a standard organization, you must have what you are bringing in, the solution to the problems that exist there. And so humans live with problems, and they will go anywhere in search of solution providers, without asking for their family background, their social status, whether they are feminine or masculine. Nobody cares about that. No prejudice is placed as an hindrance when solutions are being sought for. And so your recognition in life is determined by your relevance. And your relevance has no other linkage than the problems you are solving. What do I mean to say? If you're a solution provider, you become relevant. And if you are relevant, you become recognized, you become significant, you become distinguished. In the ministry of Jesus, people abandoned whatever they were doing and traveled far distances to look for him. You see, there is no distance too far to locate a solution provider. There is no place too dirty to look for a solution provider. Jesus, or that Joseph, was in the prison, dirty place. They had to go to boggle him out, to bring him out, because there was a national crisis. But as I said about Jesus before, even when he went to the desert, they followed him there. Luke 4:41 and 42, Luke 5, verses 15 to 16. There is nowhere Jesus went to that they didn't go to look for him. People will always seek after a solution provider. Solution providers don't announce themselves. The solution they create is self-advertising. Don't look for people. Provide solution and they will seek after you. You see, we have always bothered about visibility. How will people know me? How will people see me? How will people give me a name? How will they give me a title? How will they give me an honorary degree? You don't need to look for all of that. Provide solution, they'll be begging you to come. Don't look for attention. Make available an answer, and they will direct their attention towards you. Never seek to be recognized. Work to be relevant, and the people will make you prominent. As I said earlier, Joseph never sought for the throne. He rather preferred solution to national crisis. A problem in view by the dream of the king. In the end, the palace sought for him. The palace sought for him. Many people applied to go to the palace, but the palace sought for Joseph. Palace moved to meet with Joseph. Cities went to meet with Jesus. They went to meet with Peter. They went to meet with Paul. Do not seek to be heard. Let your work speak for you. People may hate you for your look, but they cannot despise you for your work. Your work is your worth. The solution you provide is what enhances your chances, your opportunities, your status. Your noise will never or can never be equal to your work. Make noise till tomorrow. It can't take the place of your work. Often than not, real solution providers, workers are never noisemakers. To a point that after their work, people come around and say, hey, who did this? And when he raises and says, where have you been? We don't know you before. We don't have recognition of you before. So your work is your worth. Your work is your value rating. Your work is your public relation officer. We also see David, who the king sent for on the account of solution he could provide. It's a great crisis in the palace. People were restless. Saul, from time to time, had some mental challenges that made him to behave like a mad person. They tried all they could. I believe they must have brought in magicians to help him out, but they couldn't. And then somebody said, hey, I know of a young man who by playing instrument can cast out devils. You find the story in 1 Samuel chapter 16, from verse 15 to 23. And the king said, why not? Go and locate him. I'll pay any price for him. And as soon as he appeared in the palace, the story changed. As soon as the king saw him, he performed his duty. The king made him his armor bearer. An armor bearer is someone who permanently remains with the king. The king sent a message to Jesse, David's father. Hey, don't bother about your son returning home. He's here with me. He has found favor with me. You see, the solution you provide makes you find favor, enjoy favor. People who provide solution don't beg for favor. It becomes their heritage to enjoy favor. You will recall, if you're a Bible scholar, that before then, David was covered. He was pushed to the bush. He was not considered to become king. But the solution he provided gave him a higher rating than his brothers, who were listed to be competent to become next king in Israel. Solution providers always run away from publicity until publicity runs after them and overtake them. They keep running back to obscurity. Why do they do so? I'd like you to learn a lesson here. Solution providers withdraw, seeking privacy so that they can generate more solutions. That's why you discover that you hardly find solution providers easily in the public place. They withdraw. They go into their privacy. They go to reflect, to find solution to the next problem. So also is the story of David. After David exercised his God-given ability to kill Goliath, he disappeared from the scene. He submitted the head of Goliath and went home with the sword of Goliath in readiness to fight more Goliaths. We discover in scripture that there were other Goliaths that were being killed apart from the first one. Other giants that were being killed apart from Goliath, the first giant. So don't push yourself forward. Get back, solve more problems, and remain more relevant. It is in the secret place, in the private moment, that you generate solutions that is meant for public display